Have you ever noticed something strange? Two people can have the same education, the same opportunities, even the same amount of talent. Yet one builds an extraordinary life, while the other stays exactly where they started. So what's the difference? According to Dr. David J. Schwartz, it's not intelligence, it's not luck, and it's definitely not your background. It's the size of your thinking. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they've convinced themselves to think small. Think about it. If I asked you to choose between earning $5,000 a month or $50,000 a month within the next 5 years, which goal would feel more believable? For most people, the smaller number feels realistic, not because it's all they can achieve, but because their mind has already placed limits on what's possible. And that's exactly what this book is about. The magic of thinking big isn't about wishful thinking. It's about rewiring the beliefs that quietly control every decision you make. Today, we're breaking down the 7 most powerful lessons from this timeless bestseller, along with unforgettable stories that will completely change the way you think about success. And stay with me until the end, because the final lesson might be the one that changes your life forever. Let's get started. Lesson 1. The disease that keeps millions average. Imagine a disease, one that doesn't attack your body, it attacks your potential. Dr. Schwartz calls it excusitis. The habit of making excuses so often that they begin to sound like facts. You've probably heard them before. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough money. I'm too young. I'm too old. It's just bad timing. The algorithm is against me. Every excuse feels reasonable, but every excuse quietly steals another opportunity. The author shares a fascinating story. He once met the president of a large manufacturing company and asked him a simple question. Who is your best salesperson? The answer surprised him. It wasn't the employee with the highest education. It wasn't the smartest person. It wasn't even the healthiest. His name was Dick. Then something unexpected happened. A major recession hit. Sales dropped. Fear spread everywhere. Every salesperson walked into meetings with another excuse. Customers aren't buying. The economy is terrible. Nobody wants to spend money. But Dick ignored all of it. Instead of talking, he went out and met more customers. By the end of the month, he had broken the company's all-time sales record. When someone asked how he managed to do it, his answer was surprisingly simple. People still had problems, and our product still solved those problems, so I kept selling. That's the difference between successful people and average people. Average people search for reasons why something won't work. Successful people search for ways to make it work. So ask yourself, what's the excuse you've been repeating lately? Because the moment you stop believing your excuses, you finally give yourself permission to grow. Lesson 2. The 2 voices inside your mind. Here's one of the most powerful ideas in the entire book. Imagine your mind is a giant company. Inside that company work 2 managers. One is called Mr. Peter, the other, Mr. Defeat. Both are incredibly intelligent. Both work 24 hours a day. And both are waiting for your instructions. The moment you wake up in the morning, you decide which one goes to work. Imagine opening your eyes and saying, I'm exhausted. Nothing's going to work today. Why even try? Instantly, Mr. Defeat gets to work. He starts collecting evidence. See? You're already tired. Your last video didn't perform. The competition is too strong. You should probably wait until tomorrow. Now imagine starting your day differently. Today's a new opportunity. I'm going to improve. I'm going to create something valuable. Now Mr. Peter goes to work. He reminds you of your strengths. He finds new ideas. He notices opportunities that fear would normally hide. Here's the fascinating part. Neither manager argues with you. Neither manager questions your decision. They simply obey. If you feed your mind doubt, it will produce more doubt. If you feed it confidence, it will find reasons to believe. Your brain is always listening to the story you tell yourself. So be careful, because eventually, it becomes your reality. Lesson 3. Fear doesn't disappear, it gets replaced by action. Think about the last time fear stopped you. Maybe you wanted to start a YouTube channel, launch a business, apply for your dream job, or simply speak up in a room full of people. Fear has one goal: to convince you that waiting is safer than acting. But here's the truth. Fear doesn't disappear before action, it disappears because of action. Dr. David J. Schwartz noticed something fascinating while attending business conferences. The least confident people almost always rushed to the back of the room. They wanted to stay invisible. They avoided eye contact. They hoped no one would notice them. But the people who consistently succeeded, they naturally walked to the front, they asked questions, they made eye contact, they participated, not because they were fearless, but because they had trained themselves to act despite fear. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one uncomfortable action at a time. So if you want to become more confident, start with small actions. Sit closer to the front, walk with purpose, look people in the eye, speak up when you have something worth saying, smile more often. Each small action sends one powerful message to your brain: I can handle this. And over time, that message becomes your identity. Lesson 4. Your environment is quietly programming your future. Have you ever noticed how some people make you feel inspired, while others leave you feeling drained? That's not an accident. Your environment is constantly shaping your thinking. The people around you influence what you believe is possible. The book tells the story of a young man with a dream of starting his own business. Excited, he shared his idea with his coworkers. Instead of encouragement, he got laughter. That's impossible. People like us don't start businesses. Be realistic. Little by little, his confidence disappeared. Then one day, he shared the exact same idea with a successful entrepreneur. The response was completely different. I like your idea. It won't be easy, but I believe it can work. Those few words changed everything. Same dream, same person, different environment. That's why Dr. Schwartz warns us to stay away from small thinkers, not because they're bad people, but because limited thinking spreads like a virus. Spend more time with people who challenge you, encourage you, and remind you that bigger goals are possible, because eventually, you begin to think like the people you spend the most time with. Lesson 5. Ask better questions, get better answer. Most people accidentally shut down their creativity with one simple sentence. That's impossible. The moment you say those words, your brain stops searching for solutions. But successful people ask a different question. Instead of saying, "Why won't this work?" they ask, "How could this work?" That single shift changes everything. The author shares an example of a city struggling with severe traffic congestion. Experts proposed predictable solutions: build more roads, install more traffic lights, expand the highways. Then someone suggested something completely different. What if transportation didn't use the roads at all? What if trains traveled above the city? At first, people laughed, but bold questions eventually inspired ideas that became elevated rail systems and monorails. Every breakthrough begins with someone willing to challenge the obvious. As creators, entrepreneurs, or professionals, this lesson is priceless. Don't ask, "Why is my channel not growing?" Instead, ask, "What can I improve in my next video?" Don't ask, "Why am I failing?" Ask, "What is this failure trying to teach me?" Your questions determine your focus, and your focus determines your future. Thanks for watching.